Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. We're going to resume today, we just finished off chapter 23, we're moving on to chapter 24, Unfulfilled Heart. This is an interesting chapter. So yeah, we're learning just all about this political intrigue between the Byrne royal family and just how dysfunctional that particular family is. Not the most dysfunctional family I've ever seen, thankfully, but... And now we have been asked to locate something for the queen. Oh, see, they're specifying here, we're looking for the Fire Emblem. It's been stolen from the palace vault, somehow. And the queen even called it out, like, oh, of course the national treasure just happened to disappear right before Zephiel was going to be named heir to the throne, so... that should kind of give you a hint as to what's exactly going on here. Really? Yeah, so Byrne is very well defended. Can't say I blame them. My thoughts exactly. Because he's a jerk. I don't know what his endgame is here necessarily either, because like if he doesn't have an heir to his own throne, then he's just going to end with him at some point. Or does he plan on trying to have another heir pop out from those other concubines he's hanging around with? Helene did mention something about his current one giving him a daughter instead of a son. I like how we're just kind of hanging out, like, in the castle grounds. Like, how do we get in this easily? Into this thicket. And here we have Prince Zephiel, and this is Guinevere, the illegitimate princess. She's like 3 or 4, and Zephiel, I think, is like 10 or 11. Might be a little older than that. It might be like 15 or something. I don't know. And here's the king. And here we have General Murdoch. He's kind of a supporting character, really, but... A baby fox? Okay. Man, he really is just a solid jerkwad. What does he think is gonna happen? Man, what an absolute man. No wonder Zephiel ends up messed up. Because you're evil and jealous and selfish and... Well, she's got that right. 'Tis I, Sonia. Hmm. I sense someone. Hmm. Wonder if he knows he's being puppeted by a much far more evil person than himself. Vicious little girl. Man, what is the deal with this guy? Yeah, not a fan of him, as you might imagine. Yeah, I believe he does kind of intend to do that. Oh. Hmm. It's too late. Uh-oh. That's a wyvern rider. How could you tell it's a woman from that far away if she's like in the air? Oh, who in the heck is that? Hmm. What, you don't even know who he is. How are you calling him that? Then why are you... Never mind, I don't even want to know. Even Elwood's like, then why are you... That's enough! Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what's going to happen is my forces are going to be kind of split up and divided here. So that was 10 minutes of cutscenes at any rate. So this map we are required to deploy all of our lords, which is just fine. We've got the whole other gang here. You can even bring Ark now, that's cool. Don't need Hawkeye though. We are going to bring Wallace as well, so we'll have the full gang here, 15 people. It's probably a little more than I otherwise would need on a given day, but you know what? If I can bring everybody, I'm going to bring everybody. So we're going to try to get Elwood a couple more levels this chapter if at all possible. I'd like to get him to level 20. That being said, he's not going to be all that... I'm not going to do much with him until he promotes, which is still a few chapters away, so... we'll see if we can get Hector to 20 as well. He's been doing good in his strength growth thing so far. If he makes it to 16 by 20, I'll be happy with it. His defense is really solid, too, I just noticed. Holy crap, 17. It's like 1 point off of Wallace right now. Lynn's turning out solid as well. I would like for her to have more defense, but you can't have everything, I guess. Yep, we can promote Lucius, so let's do that. And now we get a bishop of our very own. I believe this is the first time you guys are seeing a bishop, too, if I'm not mistaken. So he gets a nice bump to defense and magic as well. And now he can use staves, just like Urk. And the nice thing about Lucius is he can use staves now, but where Urk started with level E, Lucius starts out with C in staves, which is great. He can already use a whole bunch of good ones. So we're going to be making use of that as much as we can here. And you'll see his stats are very solid. Good magic, good resistance. His speed's also very solid. His luck's not as bad as it usually is, which is good, because I'm happy about that. But Lucius is very competent in both healing and combat, so he'll be a very invaluable asset to have on the battlefield from now on. That being said, we don't have that many more guys who are unpromoted. That just leaves Heath, Priscilla, and our lords. That's it. And Priscilla's going to be a little while yet, but I think I'm going to give her some barrier staves so she can crank up her weapon ranks as well as... Well, she doesn't need weapon ranks, but let her crank up her XP really quick, and maybe we can get her to a promotable level sooner rather than later. Sadly, the lords are all kind of on a timed promotion. The item required to promote them you don't get until certain parts of the story. So it might be a little bit yet. And I have a master seal I can use for Heath, but I don't know that I want to feed him something that valuable, because I can sell that for a ton of money. That being said, we don't need the member card this chapter. I am going to grab a vulnerary, though, because Heath doesn't have one. And as I said, we're going to give Priscilla a couple of barrier staves. In fact, why don't I have her take an extra mend as well, just to be safe. Raven could do with something to heal himself. Give him a vulnerary as well. We definitely don't need this Orion's Bolt or that Silent Staff on Kent, and he needs a vulnerary too. This Iron Lance is getting a little ragged there, but I'd rather level up some other aspects of him at this point. Wallace doesn't need that Earth Seal. He doesn't need it. I guess I'll give him Hang On to the Elixir, but he's fine with the Hand Axe. I'm good with that. We're going to give him a Steel Lance instead. We can sell this red gem for some extra cash. Nothing to pick here, so we don't need to give a lockpick to Legalt here. Grab an extra Lightning Tome for Lucius. Don't need a fire on Lynn, that's for darn sure. Hector's doing alright. Alright, I think we're good to go. So let's get down to it, shall we? So we have our group kind of split up here a little bit. We got one little group of 5 here, another group of 7 here, and then our lords are up here by themselves. That being said, we do have an armory and a shop over here in this corner. Here is the boss of this chapter. This is Vida. That's the person we saw in the cutscene. She is a female wyvern lord, so she's a promoted wyvern rider, and she comes with a spear, which is a beastful thing. And here's the fun thing about Vida here. You'll see she has some innate bonuses to all of her stats. This is because she's been granted like a magical boon by Nurgle. It's actually on the spear, believe it or not. If there is a way you can kind of like screw with the game to acquire this spear, and if you equip this spear, it gives you all these same bonuses. So it's referred to as the Uber Spear, conveniently enough. That being said, there is no conventional way to acquire it, so we won't be doing so. But as you can see, it makes her incredibly formidable. She's already... Even her bases are really good. 13 speed, 19 skill, 20 strength, and 21 defense. That's absurd. And 12 con on top of that. You'll see, however, her 8 is pathetic because even though she's a flying unit, the female units have 5 less total constitution. They only get 20 instead of 25. So because her 12 con is there, it only leaves her with 8 for 8. So she's not able to ferry around big people like a lot of the other flying or cavalry units, which is her only problem. I just realized I'm telling you all of this stuff about what's good about her because, well, this is not the last time we're going to be seeing her. It is possible to defeat her on this map. I've never done it. She's simply just too strong in most cases. You'll see that 20 resistance with that bonus and 25 defense is just too tough of a nut to crack with 60 HP. And she's impossible to double this early on, so... I've never defeated her personally, but it can be done. I've seen it done. That being said, we're not going to bother with trying to defeat her. She's tucked up in this top corner here, out of our way, and she doesn't move. So as long as we stay out of her formidable range, we'll be fine. That being said, we're going to try to grind for some XP in this map. There's a decent amount of units that come swarming at us. This is actually a defense map, believe it or not. We have I think it's 7 turns to survive. There's a village down here we want to go visit. And we're going to try to get up as much XP on our lords as we can to get them all in promotion range. And we're going to grind up some XP on Heath as well as Priscilla. And we're going to have everybody in promotion tier, pretty much. So we can start kind of wailing on people as we desire at this point. That being said, I probably should arrange my people the way I want to arrange them here. We're going to put Heath on the bottom corner over here. Because enemy reinforcements will spawn in these mountains as wyverns and he can handle them. We're going to put Wallace down in this area here. We're going to have Florina as like our backup for the lords if they need some. And she'll be our shop runner if we need her to go up here. Priscilla's just going to hang out and heal people. That's what she does. I think there's something worth stealing down here if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's a Night Crest on this guy, so we'll steal that from him for some extra cash. That's worth a good 5,000. It's like selling a blue gem, basically. I don't know that there's any way to get... What is that? Oh, a Lunatome. Another Lunatome? That'll be our third one, and we still can't even use the bloody thing. That being said, I might actually use the Earth Seal on Heath, since I don't know when I'm going to get another Elysian Whip, if I'm even going to get another Elysian Whip, so... We will just have to wait and see here. We'll put the high mobility people over on this side, pretty much. That's going to include Legalt. And then we'll have Wallace as our beat stick, because that's what he does, Vest. And we'll have the... Actually, we should probably leave a magic user over here, so we'll trade Legalt out for Lucius. That's fine. And Ninian's all the way down here away from Ellawood, which is a problem, because I'd like them to be reunited at some point, so we'll have to make that happen. We can probably put Urk in the front, because his 14 defense is really solid, so... Still can't believe that. Alright, let's get rolling, shall we? It's 18 minutes in already, and we started doing lap yep. So this might be a little bit of a long one, I'm sorry in advance. And here's Penton Louise back again. And they actually properly joined the party now. Yeah, so Luis actually is a sniper, believe it or not. And not only do we get Penton Luis, but Pent gives us something nice. A Heaven Seal. How does one use it? Do you smash your head into it or something? Like... The other two, he says. I like what's literally telling you, like, these are from what's your lord, but they're not going to go out and say it. So we get the first of our 3 Heaven Seals to promote our lords. Yes, that is my name. Pent is great. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to compare Pent and Urk because that's what you shouldn't do. Let's do Luis first, actually. So Luis is a sniper. She's level 4. You will see she's not terrible, actually. Her strength's really low. And she's already level 4 promoted as a sniper, by the way, too. Her speed is great. Her luck is great. Resistance is pretty solid. Even respectable defense for a sniper, too. But that low strength is a problem. That being said... Alongside Rebecca, who we already have trained up, she's just better in every way, almost. With the exception of resistance. She's faster, she has just as much skill, she's a bit stronger, not by much. Honestly, though, if you don't feel like training up Rebecca or Will, simply because they're just too much effort, or you get poor stat growth on either of them, Luis is an acceptable substitute for either of them. She will do the job of sniping people just as well for the most part, and she comes with A rank in bows already and a silver bow, so she's perfectly capable of taking out flying people in one shot. That thing hits like a truck, especially since the might of it is doubled against flying units, and it doesn't weigh her down at all, even with her measly 6 con. So she also has a white gem we can sell for 10 grand, which is great. So again, Luis, solid unit if you don't have a good archer already, but we trained Rebecca up, so we're going to use her instead. And then you'll notice that Pent and Luis actually come with an innate A support already, so if you want to use one of them, you should probably use both. Also, because if you lose one, the other one will leave too. So if Luis gets killed, Pent takes off, and vice versa. And now we get to the man himself, Lord Pent. Here's level 6 promoted Sage. You'll see here he has A rank in Anima and A rank in Staves already, which is just unbelievably awesome. On top of that, you take a look at his stats here, and they're just incredible. Pent is the best pre-promoted unit in this whole game, by far, no questions asked. He is absolutely incredible. In fact, Urk generally tries to live up to how good Pent is, and often does not succeed. You'll see he's got a bit more constitution than Urk. He's got 2 more points. His magic is very, very good. A lot higher than Urk's right now. His skill's incredible. He's very fast as well. 17 speed is not bad at all. And he's got respectable defenses on top of that, and 14 luck. So, again, best pre-promote in the whole game. If you don't ever want to use Urk, or even the other mage that we're going to get later, you don't even have to worry about it. Pent is here for you. Best magic user, behind one other maybe. But the other 2 mages can outperform him in the long run, ultimately, simply because Pent's growths are not solid, but it doesn't matter because his bases are so good. That being said, it really is up to you. You can even use Pent and Urk if you want. There's no reason to not use both if you really want to, if you really like magic units. I do, quite a bit. Sages are incredible. And you'll see he comes with an L-Fire Tome, which is really powerful anima magic, and his own physics staff. So he has a distant healing ability, and he can use that, by the way, from 9 squares away, which is very good. So Pent is invaluable and amazing, and we'll see how Urk does, but if Urk looks like he's underperforming, we're just going to simply swap him out for Pent, because Pent is just amazing. At any rate, let's get started, shall we? We've already dallied too long, so we're going to have good old Heath here take out some enemy archers, because he's good at that. Heath is an incredibly solid unit too, by the way. He's not quite promoted yet, but he's performing as if he were, pretty much. Hits like a truck, good mobility, great defense. He's just a little allergic to magic is all, but that can be patched up relatively easily. Speaking of, we are going to use a barrier staff. Barrier staves are a great way to get experience for healers because it doesn't require you to have to heal somebody who's hurt, and it gives you a decent chunk of experience points. A little bit more than a typical heal would. And then we're going to have Florina be our store runner, as I mentioned, but we're going to deal with this shaman first. I'm going to draw him out. Although, I kind of want to... Let's have Lynn deal with these guys first, since I need to level her up a bit. And we want to get Hector promoted as quickly as we can. We have the means to promote either Lynn or Hector now with this Heaven Seal. We can't promote Elwood with it yet. He won't be able to use it, sadly. But Hector and Lynn both can, so we want to get them to 20, either one of them as quickly as possible, and we'll promote them right away. And we have Master Pent here. I'm not going to call him Lord Pent, he's Master Pent at this point. He's just too darn good. Pent is an absolute monster, and I'm gonna talk that up as much as I possibly can, because it's true, he's absolutely incredible. We'll get a... You know what? He can have a Silver Lance, why not? I got a couple extra of those. Take down these enemy wyverns. We need to get Rebecca and Raven's support to A or to B rank, which did we do that? No, we did not. Not just yet. So we'll have him wait here. Dart and Rebecca are already maxed out on support-wise. We want to get Legalt and Heath together, so send him this way. Not in range of that Myrmidon, though. I'd like Heath to kill him. And then we'll have Urk take a stab at taking out these bandits. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of this sage animation. The more sages you have, the better, in my opinion. It's been a while since I've seen Urk as a sage, actually. I don't normally use him. I do like Urk, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Urk, certainly. We'll have Florina fly up here and take out some people. Like I said, she's going to be our shopping person. We can show off the new Falcon Knight class. They just fly straight through people with the swords like that. It looks really, really cool. I'm a big fan. And then she can take out these magic guys pretty easily, I imagine. She's got solid resistance, so... That being said, I could have Hector lob an axe at this guy's head, so let's do that. And we'll have Elwood be right behind him so they can be buddies. We'll have Pent on site if we need him, but I'm going to try to avoid using him if I can. Until he's needed. Alright, see how this goes. Lynn's going to get hit by that mage for sure, but she should be able to... This nice 0% hit. And gets a Mani Kati in the face for his efforts. Not a good trade-off for him, if you ask me. Alright, good job, Lynn. I believe I've already mentioned, probably in the very first episode of this, way back when, but Lynn is my favorite of the three lords by far. Even though Hector has the most combat potential, I think, simply because he's so strong and so tanky, Lynn is incredibly nimble and fast, and she can do work too. We get a level up for Kent. Strength and skill. I'd like some more speed on him or some defense. That'd be nice. But I'll take what I can get. Oh, here we get to see Bishop in action. Just kind of points his... Oh, there's a crit. We already get to see a Bishop crit. Isn't that just wonderful? So if we can get 3 people promoted this map, or at least 2, I should say. Man, I love generals. So much fun. So, unfortunately, Wallace does not double anything, but that's okay. He hardly takes any damage anyway, so these guys are going to have a really hard time doing much to him. I think he'll double this one, actually, because that steel... Yeah, look at that. When Wallace doubles, you know you're in trouble. Man, I love generals so much. It's just I can't get over how cool that animation is, or just how awesome the sprite work is. I know I'm nerding out a little hard here, so I apologize, but when the 15-year-old me first played this game, I absolutely lost it. I was ecstatic. I don't know if that sage is going to move. I know that obviously that monk just did, but Lynn dodges fireballs like they're nothing. Oh, that sage is going to move. I probably should take him out first. Actually, let's see if we can do that with Hector. Take a big swinging axe at him. I do not get to kill him, sadly enough. Is Elwood fast enough? Elwood can't even reach him. Who am I kidding? I'll have Elwood poke this guy. I think we're going to... Well, depending on who levels up first, they're going to get promoted. Hector and Lynn are both really good choices. They're the better of the two anyway, so... when you play through in Hector's quest, since he's the main character, you promote him last, so I tend to promote Lynn first when you're on Hector's quest, but Elwood sometimes will need the extra punch, so sometimes I'll promote him first. It really does depend. Let's have Florina check out the armory, shall we? Ooh, we can buy killer weapons here. That could be something worth doing. Let's buy a killing edge. Let's buy another killer lance, too. I like those. We've got enough killer axes for the time being, and we don't need any more killer bows since only one person can use them anyway, so... one more killer lance, and another killing edge. You don't get another chance to buy any of these, so I'm going to grab as many as I can for right now. And we'll have her check out the shop next turn, so... Alright, Lynn, do yo thing, girl. And shred this guy. Yeah, she'll be fine. That Armor Knight probably won't even hit her, but... She's just going to crit every time from now on, because I'm totally okay with that. I'm just curious. Alright, so let's deal with this enemy wyvern here. I guess Wallace can do it. Steel Lance should be fine this time. So cool. I would love to like have a suit of armor like that. Wouldn't be able to move very fast, or at all, really. But you know what? Don't think I'd care all that much. Alright, so we're going to draw out that Nomad. In fact, we'll let Kent draw him out. Or I can have Urk do it. Is Urk fast? No, Urk can't move far enough. He could if he has a little bit of a push. Alright, we'll put Urk in position to tank that Nomad. And then we'll put Legal in a position to steal that Knight Crest from the Cavalier. Get these two paired up here. And we'll send Lucius over this way. In fact, let's re-barrier our friend Kent here. Get Priscilla a good level up. I think we're going to promote her around the 15 range. 10 magic, 11 speed, that's not too bad. I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm not sure yet how I'm feeling about Priscilla right now. She's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just she takes so much effort to train, and I haven't been giving her the necessary attention that she needs. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Dart can go over these mountains, actually. I just remembered that. Okay, so we want to reunite our friends here. We actually want to get Kent and Wallace together because they've got a good support. Let Lynn finish off this Armor Knight. Would have been nice if she'd done that first, but... And here comes that Nomad in a second. This guy's gonna hurt. Or he won't, actually. Interesting. Urk will make quick work of this dude, probably. Oh, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Watching a bow impact my spellcaster and him take no damage. Okay, Urk, you're kind of making me... You're making me happy here, just for the fact that you're just so unorthodox. It's great. Alright, so let's swipe that Knight Crest. And then we'll have Heath finish off this Cavalier. I remember the enemy density being a lot more extreme in this particular chapter, but maybe I'm just... It's because I'm playing on Elowood mode and not Hector that... Hector's is... There's so many more people to fight, and it's actually a lot more enjoyable, if you ask me. Alright, it's not a great level up, Heath, but I'll take what I can get. Alright, we're going to send Senior Wallace back over this way. How far does that brigand move? Just into the woods. I can hit him from here. Not likely to hit him from here, but it's worth a shot. That's alright. I'll draw him off the cliff and it'll be easier to hit next time. Alright, so we'll get Kent set up over this way. Next to Wallace here. We want Lucius and Raven hanging out together, since that's what they do. Dart's going to guard the caravan here. I know I haven't used Dart since he promoted really at all. Might as well barrier up Heath, since he actually can benefit from that. Urk only supports with Priscilla, I believe, so... At least out of this current group of people that I have. Let's let Elowood poke this guy, and then Hector can finish him off. Wow. Actually, Elowood doubles him quite handily. Interesting. Could get lucky with a Wolfbale crit here, maybe. Not likely, but you never know. Let's give it a shot. Nope. I think I will leave this guy for Hector, actually. Since Elowood doesn't quite need the promotion just yet. And then Lynn can handle this silly shaman here. As long as she's not in the range of Vida there. would be problematic. We'll send Pent and Louise over here too. Alright. Wallace says, get at me. Oh, I hit him that time. Just the one time, that's alright. Strange he didn't go for Elowood when he's got a guaranteed hit without retaliation on him. That'll get Hector up to 19, I believe. Yeah. Come on, man. You're killing me right now. Hector, like, this is sad. Level 19 Hector has 14 strength and 7 speed. Like, that's just... woof. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. It's not good, everybody. It's not good. Let's just put it that way. My lords are not turning out great, with the exception of Lynn, because she's always amazing in my opinion, but... let's park her right down here out of the way of that. In fact, we'll let her use the light brand so you guys get a chance to see what that does. It will not be the last time that I use it. I can guarantee that, but... let's see if Heath can pick off this here brigand real quick. Probably not, but it's worth a shot, I guess. If not, we'll just... nope, never mind, he got him. We'll have Ninian send him down to the bottom corner there and pick off some more Cavaliers. Or Nomads in this case. Alright, let's get you down there. Where's their attack range? These Nomads can move a little further through forests than typical Cavaliers can. Still got a Brigand over here we need to deal with. So let's deal with him. Best crit in the game. Well, I think we're going to call that on that particular high note, so I appreciate you guys sticking around this far. We're going to split this chapter in half right about here. There's not really that many more guys to kill. We have 11 turns to survive, so we get 7 more after this. It really is not that big a deal. We've got plenty of really powerful units now at this point. Everybody's promoted, with the exception of Heath and Priscilla, and our lords, obviously. At least 2 of those will hopefully be taken care of this chapter. We'll see. But that being said, we're going to finish up this chapter in the next episode. So until that time, like I said, thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stick with it. We're getting there. But I will catch you and finish this episode in the next time. So until that time, have a good night, everybody. This has been Seraphin. Good evening.